Many times, companies do not understand why they fail to meet customer needs. A huge reason is a product-market fit. When people fail to realize the need correctly in the market or fail to fix a product goal, it is where there is no cohesion between market and product. Let's check out everything about product-market fit. Before starting the video, please subscribe to the channel and click on the notification icon so you get notified when we upload the next video. Number 13. What is product market fit? Product market fit, often referred to as product market or product market fit, happens when you have successfully identified your target customer and are servicing them with the right product. After achieving product market fit, the next step is to scale by finding more customers within your target market through research, user feedback, and interviews. Number 12. Understanding product market fit. In principle, you can measure product market fit with surveys that identify what percentage of your users think your new product is a must-have. But more often than not, product market fit is less about hypothetical numbers and percentages and more about an in-depth and tangible understanding of who your customers are and how they feel about you and your product. Is it creating organic growth? When people spread the word on their own, are people willing to pay for your product? If they are, you have product market fit. The road to product market fit is often driven by finding customers via word of mouth before you build a marketing engine to scale user acquisition. As a startup or early stage company, your product services will probably satisfy a small segment of the market, hopefully a good market. As you grow, so will your understanding of the problem you are solving, and with this understanding, your customer profile might evolve. As we wrote in the previous chapter about product positioning, establishing a relationship with your customer and talking to them over and over again is crucial if you want to develop the understanding in the first place. Number 11. Why is it important? Alex Schultz, Facebook's VP of Growth, says the biggest problem he sees facing the companies he advises is that they don't have product market fit when they think they do. So why is achieving it so important? Why do many venture capitalists demand evidence of product market fit before investing in a company? Why does Andreessen, in fact, believe that the division of every startup's life is in two stages: before product market fit and after product market fit? The answer is simple. Before you develop a product that you can confirm enough people are willing to pay for, your team cannot afford to focus on other important strategic objectives such as growth or upselling existing users. Those initiatives could even be counterproductive. In fact, if you hadn't first determined that your product has enough of market to sustain itself and generate a profit. Number 10. Who is responsible for product market fit? We generally associate the concept with marketing and product management. In reality, achieving it is shared responsibility across the company. Sales, business development, support, finance, and all other departments help the company reach this important milestone. Number 9. How do you achieve this for your product? Just as the best way to measure product market fit will differ for each company, there is no single path to achieving it. In his book, The Lean Product Playbook, Dan Olson offers one high-level method that can help your team get started. Determine your target customer. Identify undeserved needs of that customer and define your value proposition. Specify your minimum viable product feature set. Develop your MVP. Test your MVP with customers. Number 8. Own the relationship with your customers. One-on-one interviews with your users and customers help you identify problems, generate ideas, and improve the product while building relationships. It also forms the basis for your initial thinking around customer segmentation. But reaching out to them directly can be difficult and even feel weird at the beginning. User and customer interviews can take place over the phone, over Hangout chat, or in person, depending on what you want to discover or investigate. You will need to prepare a template of specific questions, but you should also feel free to improvise and elaborate as the conversation continues. In general, you'll need to ask questions about your customer's background, who they are, where they work, what does a typical workday look like for them, what your customer is trying to do, what pain points they experience, what they're trying to do to solve it, what solutions they have tried, and how your product might help. Also, how they heard about it, how they're using it, and whether or not they found ways of using it with other tools. Number 7. Product market fit goals for startups. Many startups fail because they waste money on products that no one wants to buy. Startups should prioritize product market fit above all other goals because those that find will dramatically increase their odds of success. To avoid this fate, make sure you understand the pain points of your product solves as well as the challenges your customers are seeking to solve. You can do this by focusing on 6 primary areas, which we'll discuss below. Number 6. Determine your target customers. Work to identify the target customer who represents the user that will most likely benefit from your product. Use market segments to define your ideal customer and develop buyer personas for those customers so your team will clearly understand who it is building toward. Techstars entrepreneur-in-residence Sean Higgins defines this process in 4 steps: analyzing your product or service, familiarizing yourself with your competition, choosing segment criteria, performing search. The research phase itself is carefully crafted around defining your buyer persona, identifying which part of that persona you'll target, conducting market research with prepared research questions, and summarizing your findings into digestible takeaways to share with your individual contributors, executives, and board. Number 5. Gather intelligence. Talk to your customers to determine their pain points and how much they would consider paying for a solution to those challenges. Seek insights from your sales and marketing teams to identify recurring customer complaints. Collect a large enough data sample to provide meaningful feedback. Consider, too, that face-to-face conversations will often generate feedback that online surveys will not. Number 4. Focus on a single vertical. Startups have notoriously small budgets, which means that trying to sell your products to everyone will likely result in a disaster. Begin with a narrow focus and dive deep into that industry. Establish yourself as the industry expert in a single domain with a goal to stimulate a viral spread. For example, Spotify saw that people were ready to pay a small fee for unlimited access to music legally. They didn't go into the market trying to take on existing music streaming services like the Discovery Center Pandora or the more traditional pay-per-album structure of iTunes. Instead, they created a platform for people who wanted to listen to any album anytime by only paying one fee. Number 3. Specify your value proposition. Determine which customer needs you can best address with your product or services. Figure out how you can outperform your competitors and surprise your customers. Don't lose sight of your product roadmap when determining which challenges you'll address. Not every problem will fit into yours. For example, Spotify's value proposition positions the streaming service as offering access over ownership, providing data-driven personalization and the opportunity for content unbundling. Number 2. Measure your product market fit. You must measure your performance to manage your success. Identify key data points that will help you track performance. Start by identifying your total addressable market, TAM, otherwise known as the total number of people who can benefit from your product or service. For example, if everyone who could use your product started using it, TAM is calculated by multiplying your average revenue per user by the total potential customers in the market. Once you have your TAM, determine what percentage of your TAM are current customers. Number 1. How to measure product market fit. Churn rate. Churn is when your customers leave doing business with you. If your customers are leaving without achieving their value, they are churning. The higher the churn is, lower is the product market fit. You can understand churn reasons through a surveyor by simply asking customers, was it the UX design or did they not understand the features completely? Or was it a wrong fit? These need to be answered. Retention rate. Retention rate is a metric to know how many customers are retained with the product. You can ascertain product market fit with retention rate. If your audience likes your product, they will be retained, and this is the right product market fit. Do let us know in the comments if you've determined product market fit for your business. Thanks for watching.